In today's social media driven world, it's often easy to be defined or feel defined by the comment section rather than real community in your relationship with the Lord in your life. I'm going to talk about how to navigate that today and answer a question from one of my listeners today here on 5 Minute Mentoring. Have you ever wanted to have someone in your life who you could ask real questions about your art, your business, and even your walk with the Lord? Well, that's exactly what we do every Friday here on 5 Minute Mentoring, where I answer one question from one of my awesome podcast listeners in order to help you start really thriving as the artist you know God created you to be. Hey there, my friend. I'm so glad that you're with me on the podcast today. I don't know about you, but I get way overwhelmed a lot of times with Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Clubhouse and LinkedIn and all the different social media platforms that are out there now that we all have an opportunity to be a part of. Part of me thinks they're wonderful because we have this incredible opportunity to share our ideas and our art and reach clients and reach friends and build community and that sort of thing. And the other part of that is that it can be really gross sometimes. It can be overwhelming. It can allow us to feel things that are not really reality. And one of my podcast listeners today, Cindy, was kind of struggling with that as well. Here's how she asked that question.
Hi, Matt. Cindy Brindley, Bradenton, Florida. The question is, what is the difference between a community of encouragement and the comment section where you are just identifying with people liking you or not liking you?
Well, hey, Cindy, thanks so much for your question. And listen, anybody out there that's got a question, you can always go to matttommeymentoring.com/podcast. Click on the little microphone and you can leave me a voicemail. We listen to those every week and try to find great questions like Cindy's to feature here on the podcast. So I'll be looking for your question real soon. All right. So Cindy, what do you do? How do you kind of, go between community, real community versus the comment section of, your favorite social media platform? I think the first thing to really realize is that real community, all right, is marked by several things. Number one, I would say intimacy, real intimacy with each other, knowing each other, being able to see each other face to face, not always, in person, because you can have real intimacy relationally with people online, definitely. But I think intimacy, that being vulnerable, being transparent with each other, knowing each other's heart, believing the best, that is a huge, huge part of the ground that real relationship is built on. Secondly, I would say that there's a real opportunity and openness to be able to give and to receive. We've all been in those kind of one-sided relationships before where either it was us, receiving something that somebody was trying to give that we didn't necessarily want to hear, or vice versa. Maybe we were being domineering in a relationship, but a healthy relationship has got a healthy balance of both giving and receiving, of sharing and taking. And so I think that's really, really important to realize. And then the third thing I think about real community when I think about that is people that are in real relationship with each other are invested, not just for the short term, but for the long term. These are people that you want to walk with. Hopefully these are people like in your family, friends you've had for a long time, people that are in your church that you've chosen to walk with, in your community, in your art council or guild or whatever it may be. These are folks that you've chosen to give time, energy, and attention and resource to, that you've chosen to focus on in your life. You've said by doing that, these people are important. Now, how does that differ from the comment section on Instagram or on Facebook? Well, first of all, you don't know who those people are. We all have had Facebook friends, right? People that say they're friends, but I've never met them. I don't really know that much about them. I only see the happy high points of their life and that sort of thing. I'm not really that invested with them. What is it about the algorithm that sometimes it just brings up people onto a post and you're like, why did you come to this post? Like, you only show up when there's something controversial going on my feed. Like, why are you even here? So, that's not necessarily the picture, what I would say, of real, authentic Christian community, real, authentic, healthy community that you want to focus on. These are people that are like leaves. They blow in and out of your life. They're here for a moment, here for a short season, but they're not really folks that you are again, and choosing to invest your life and in intimacy in. And that's not bad. Jesus gave himself, Jesus preached to the multitudes, but he gave himself to the few. And I think all of us have that in our life. We are out there among tons and tons and tons and tons of people all the time. That's not necessarily community. That's an aspect of community, but real community is much more intimate and much more vulnerable and much more invested in each other's lives. And I think when you look at the biblical concept of community, especially with regards to this whole idea that we are there to complete one another, that you have a piece that I don't have and vice versa, that we're there to sharpen each other, that we're there to supply each other. Again, just really, really a different concept than the social media post that you might find yourself involved in. I think this question really goes a little bit deeper, and it really kind of gets into how we define ourselves and who we allow to define us. And of course, you can be defined by anything you want to be defined by, but I think from a kingdom perspective, obviously God's best for us is that our identity comes from who Jesus says we are. It comes from the Word of God. That's the standard, not from what other people say about us or don't say about us on social media or that sort of thing. And that healthy identity, and again, this can happen in a negative way too, but that healthy identity that comes from the Lord is designed to be reinforced and encouraged through healthy community. And so that's why I think for all of us in this social media driven landscape, it's really, really important that you take stock of how much those social media comments are affecting you or not affecting you, how much you're really choosing to invest in real relationship, how much are you pouring into and encouraging the lives of others, how much are you defeated when you don't get the comments that you want. Just all I'm saying is pay attention to all that, because it has a direct effect on how you feel about yourself, how you feel about God, what's possible, what's available to you, your general mood, and all of that. And healthy community will never, ever, ever leave you feeling like you're drained and like you're not enough. Healthy community is there to build you up in the Lord and to encourage you to be all that God has created you to be. All right. Well, Cindy, thanks for your question. And for all of you, I hope this has been a big, big encouragement. Take social media with a grain of salt and invest in real community so that you can make sure that you're developing a healthy identity and you're helping others to do the same as you walk together in life-giving community. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad you're a part of this community. And remember, I love you very much. And until next time, you were created to thrive. All right. Bye-bye. Hey, my friend, real quick before we go, I want to make sure that you knew about the Thriving Christian Artists Conference. Yes, we're doing it this year. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be incredible. Wherever you are in the world, you can attend. It's going to be Friday and Saturday, March 5th through the 6th, 2021. It's going to be online. We're going to have some incredible speakers. I'm inviting all my friends who are artists, great business leaders, ministry leaders, people like Teresa Dedman from Bethel Church, Stephen Roach with the Makers and Mystics podcast, Shay Bynes, Gene Oliver, Jim Baker with Wealth with God, Mark DeJesus talking about healing the heart, Alan Arnold, the story of with. We're going to be talking about art licensing, overcoming the imposter syndrome. Dr. Darlene Mayo is going to be there, who's a world-class neurosurgeon, talking about renewing your mind. We're going to be talking about social media, how to find your clients. Listen, there's no other conference in the world that's like that helps you thrive spiritually, artistically, and in business. You got to be there. All right. So click the link that's right here in the show notes to find out all about how you can register for the Thriving Christian Artists Conference. Early bird is only for a few weeks, and that's $100 off the ticket. I don't want you to miss that. So make sure you register today, get your seat, and join us March 5th and 6th for the Thriving Christian Artists Conference. It's going to be a great time, and I hope to see you there. All right, bye.